We have now interrupted your regularly scheduled programming to bring you.
Hey, welcome back to another episode of the Warheads ENT. I'm here with a full-on panel, Roscoe Brown, E. Peoples, Kana, and OG Zoe. And we're here to talk about the most influential mob movie of all time. On deck, we have The Godfather 1 and 2, which we are going to count as one film, Casino, Goodfellas, Scarface, and New Jack City. And so I'm going to put it to the panel as we discuss these movies. But I have to let you people know that there is a criteria that we're going to take into consideration. Movie score / soundtrack, cinematography, the acting, and cultural impact. So what y'all got to say about the films on deck? Go in, Warheads.
Well, first of all, I want to state that the impact of all of these movies are like extremely huge. When we talk about from a global overall standpoint, when we talk about from just in our culture, excuse me, I'm tying my tongue up here, but yeah, no, these movies have had a great impact for hip hop. Our people in general have flocked to these movies, have impacted our culture on a lot of levels, socially, but when I think about what's the best of these, is really hard to pick which one is number one above all of these. If I had to choose one myself, you know what I mean? When I think about, all those things that you stated as the criteria, New Jack City for me, when I think about the impact that it's had on the music, hip hop, the music again, like that it has socially, the picture that it painted of the urban landscape, if you will, so just all these things. You talk about the characters in this movie were great. Wesley as Nino was huge. You talk about an impact from a character. His character, I think you brought it up earlier about the Martin episode, and the parody that was done in the episode that was kind of a dedication to New Jack City. But that was hilarious, all on its own, excuse me. But yeah, that's all I want to say is if I had to choose one above the others, and that's not to discredit any of the other movies, but yeah, me myself, I'm going with New Jack City.
Roscoe, sit your $5 ass down. What you got, Zoe?
I would think that, like Roscoe said, all of them started it. The Godfather started it all, so it was, before that, but yeah, I would go with Casino. Casino, actually, I don't know, I really just love that movie. There was a bunch of, out of these movies, they'd be Casino or Goodfellas, but Casino was just a little more, I don't know, it was a little more fictional, but it was still just crazy.
It was gritty. Yeah. I like the
and it had different aspects of what maybe some of the people might have thought of, like more going in depth of stuff, like just different aspects of him dealing with his woman and how she was. It was just, yeah, the movie was crazy. Soundtrack wasn't bad. Had a lot of good, like it went with the theme. It went with everything. So I think all around, I think I would go with Casino. Even though Goodfellas is one of my favorite ones. But Casino was definitely one of them good ones. Joe Pesci's crazy.
So it was Joe Pesci's character. The thing that I always trip out with all these movies, like in the gangster world, people want to be so gangster in real life. Every last one of these films, what's the underlying theme? Betrayal.
Yeah.
Everybody want to be a gangster, but don't nobody want to be betrayed. Gangsters and betrayal go together like peanut butter and jelly. What you got, E?
For me personally, I have to go Goodfellas. Martin Scorsese, you got Robert De Niro, Joe Pesci. Then you throw in Ray Liotta into the mix, man. Like unbelievable actors from top to bottom. Then you add on the fact that this is based on actual events from Ray Liotta's character off of a book called Wise Guys. Then we're going to get into the cultural aspects of this. How many of y'all remember Animaniacs? All right.
Yeah,
Now, Animaniacs had a spoof of Goodfellas called the Goodfellas. You know what I'm saying? And they were pigeons. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you've never seen it, please go and find it because it's hilarious. And then you look at Hard Knock Life Volume 2, right? They literally take the skit and Hard Knock Life Volume 2 straight from Goodfellas. Paul Lee, you got a problem with the guy down the street, you call Paul Lee, but every week Paul Lee wants his money. And if you ain't got Paul Lee's money, that's your fucking problem. Fuck you, pay me. Come on, man. Goodfellas got it on lock, man. And then it's a Scorsese film, so you get that basically IMAX level of detail in each scene, man. You can't go wrong with that, man. So for me, it's Goodfellas.
Yeah, I especially love in Goodfellas when when Henry and I forget Robert De Niro's character's name, but they thought
it was Jimmy the Gent, I believe.
Yeah, they thought Tommy was about to go get made, and they was about to pay his ass back for that murder he committed years ago.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
But
for revenge, boy.
Yeah, no, he went after that maid dude, man. That maid guy who kept on antagonizing his ass, talking about shine my shoes and shit. Go get your shine box and all this bullshit. You know what I mean? So yeah, he's being real disrespectful, man.
What you got, Kana?
Like Buzzy Siegel and do it all legal and get scooped up by the little homie in the Regal. Let me see.
What was that? What the hell was that?
That was Snoop Dogg, how he was rapping about the whole little, Godfather casino thing. Anyway.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm just coming out like that. I gotta commend you fellas for explaining and going into detail like that about these movies. I commend men, period, on the movie thing. I have seen a lot of those movies when I was coming up. I would say that the movie that is a big influence is Godfather. And the only reason why I'm gonna say Godfather, first off, there's so many parts to Godfather, but this show was dealing with politics. It dealt with religion, church. You just got to see all the different aspects, family. How they all operated. How weak a man was, the mistakes he made, the politicians, politicians, all this stuff, all at one time working. And we know that today, in today's society, for real, we know the mafia is in control. They literally showing you with the Godfather, like all these other movies y'all talking about. Goodfellas and Casino and all those great movies. But that Godfather, I don't think nothing holds torch to that Godfather, because that Godfather to me laid the foundation of show us how all this stuff really works. I don't know. That's basically what I have from it. The whole family. This man was going to church. He was living a life. He was going to church and in the church house, and they got people out here killing people while he's sitting in church. It's just crazy. It's cold, boy. It's cold.
Yeah, he had my man Mo Green shot dead in his eye while he getting the massage, man.
I'm telling you, it's
like Mo Green.
Nah.
About being somewhere.
It seems like we losing Kanai, I think.
About not being in a place that still got done. Oh my God, that's.
Kanai, I'm gonna make you an offer you can't refuse. Get better Wi-Fi.
No, I'm in a bad area, I think. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, R2D2, we can hear you.
I might have to kick you out of the family.
No, but I like that. I like Godfather, and I love all these movies actually. But I don't know. And we haven't talked about Scarface yet.
Yeah, that's because it's my turn.
Go ahead, brother.
Scarface.
Go ahead, brother. Get your get in.
Like Frank. Do you know what a Hossack is, Frank? That's a pig who don't fly straight. Like, Tony, please don't kill me. I give you $10 million. He's like, Frank, I'm not gonna play you, piece of shit. He's like, Manny, kill him. He's like, no. I love that scene, man. Everything about Scarface, like that soundtrack, is like, push it to the limit. That motherfucker had me jumping.
Oh, perfect cocaine music.
Perfect cocaine music. The Tigers, Tony coming up in the world. He sold Michelle Pfeiffer, like he sold Michelle Pfeiffer. And then after he screwed her, it's like, what, you can't have no kids? He's clowning his broad who he was in love with. Now he hate her ass. What's wrong with your womb? You can't have no kids. You ain't never seen a bad guy like me. Say goodbye to the bad guy. This dude, he's off the chart with everything he did in this movie. From the cocaine scene at the very end, that's probably one of the most epic gunfights in a movie. Murdering his homie, like, you porking my sister. It was just so much in this movie, from top to bottom. Starting off as an immigrant, it's really what the American dream is all about. Starting off from nothing and gaining everything, only to lose it all in the end, because that's really all it's about. But I love his fake Cuban accent, just his relationships with his crew. This movie, it was so impactful, like so many rap songs and even other movies have done parodies of Scarface. It was just a grandiose movie. And even that last scene when the world is yours and he's dead in the pool, he had everything. It reminds me, what's that scripture? What good is it to gain the whole world, but to lose your soul? That's exactly what Scarface did. Tony Montana. I love this movie, but I want to prattle on. I want to pass the mic.
Yeah. No, I love his rags to riches story, if you will. That movie, just like The Godfather, though, I think those are movies where you dealing with characters who have ascended to basically the highest levels of their field. When like with New Jack City, I think it's a little more relatable because and a little more grounded, because these are just kind of regular dudes, regular street dudes that you would see, and dudes who just said to hell with it and to hell with any competition, and kind of seize the moment, if you will. They were fighting against the Italians. They took it over from them, created a new drug on their own, so had a very big capitalistic mindset. And your man Nino, who was big on just growth, but was also very vicious, and very hardcore, as we all know. But yeah, no, I just think that again, Nino's character, even though very despicable character, still resonated with a lot of people, because again, we talk about it being grounded, and we've seen Nino's in real life. You know what I mean? I mean, how many Tony Montanas and how many of Vito's have we been able to meet, in real life? So yeah, I think we've been able to see Nino in real life.
Let's shift the conversation, y'all. Soundtrack and score. What y'all got where that's concerned?
So you can go ahead.
Shit, I mean, everywhere you go, all the music is basically shifted towards Scarface. And The
Scarface?
Godfather. Scarface and The Godfather. I mean, music-wise, it's all shifted towards that mentality. And that's where it all derives from. So musically wise, I mean, especially look at how many album covers use the Scarface logo or any type of, and look at the Godfather. Look at Snoop. He embodied the Dogfather. So I mean, musically wise, I would say yeah, Scarface and Scarface came from the Godfather. So I think those two would be the most influential.
What
He
about
started
you?
everything after that.
Sorry about that.
No, you're good.
What about you, E?
As far as like score, I have to give it to Scarface. His theme, especially like you said at the end of the movie, where they show the whole thing with the world is yours, and you hear that duh, duh, duh.
Oh,
It's so that's iconic. That's
It is.
John Williams Superman iconic, bro. Like you play that, and people automatically know who that is right there, whose theme that is. And I don't think outside of The Godfather, like O said, like none of those other movies have that iconic sound or score or theme. So definitely The Godfather for me on that.
All I'm gonna say is money, 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 money,
glad you
money,
said
money,
so.
money. You know, the
Yeah.
first time I heard I want to set you up, you know, my hormones and all this other stuff is jumping around. I was like, ooh, I was like, what the fuck is that?
Yeah.
I wanna set you up. And then my boy Christopher Williams, he's the crooner of the late 80s, early 90s. He was like, don't wake me. Love that New Jack City soundtrack. I think it spoke to me like those other composers. They did their job, they did their thing. But for me, the score for New Jack City, it just touched me, you know, in a way that none of the other ones did. But that's only because it was relatable to me because of the environment I grew up in. It was the beginning of that New Jack Swing era too. But yes, those other movies, very classic, very much. But that New Jack City, it just talked to me. What about you, Roscoe?
No, I agree with you. As far as the soundtrack is concerned, of New Jack City, like yeah, I love the soundtrack of New Jack City, and just the score in general. It was real dope, all that. But me myself personally, like I'm actually a fan of these for whatever reason, like the 60s music really resonates with me, and I love to hear those type of soundtracks in movies. So a movie like Casino, for instance, where they had like a lot of these great songs playing with these scenes. So just the score of the movie and how everything was moved along with the music. Yeah, that they really play some iconic songs in that movie. And it just made everything fall into place. Like those songs from that era, when you think about that, or like a movie, I know this movie has nothing to do with these set of movies, but Forrest Gump or something like that, you think of the score of those, and it's just like the nostalgia behind it or something. I don't know, but yeah, if I have to go with score, I think I would go with Casino.
What y'all got as far as cinematography? What scene from a cinematography standpoint sticks out to you? What you got? Kanai, are you back with us?
Yeah, I ain't got nothing right now on that one.
I'm gonna have to kick you out the family. Cause you
that never happened. Roscoe ain't gonna let
This ain't the Dirty South chopped and screwed edition. You might
Roscoe
get
didn't
that out on this one. Can you hear me? You messing up my show.
Hey, I intended to.
What? That's gonna get you put in timeout. What you got on the cinematography, Zoe?
I'll go. I mean, man. Then there you go with Scarface. I would think, because man, there was so many scenes in that, from the shower scene to the helicopter to the. I mean, there's so many things. I mean, I remember, like Casino. You got the cornfield or the back of that when they beat him off the trunk with the bat.
Yeah.
That but Scarface got so many different aspects to that shower scene alone. The helicopter, like it's just running down Sunset Boulevard.
No, I think you're right. I think the Scarface probably does have like the more iconic.
Yeah, because it's made so much of an impact that we got San Andreas, Grand Theft Auto. I mean, and all the other Grand Theft Autos, all of the same.
No,
Tony Montana in the game.
No, if you just think about how many niggas got that big ass tub after they saw Tony Montana in his tub. Like you can't tell me that every nigga who saw that tub was like, I got to have one of those.
You put a TV.
Never wanted that tub.
You the only nigga on earth that didn't want that tub.
Then you wanted that glove though.
All I wanted from that scene was Pfeiffer. Pfeiffer.
Peeps, what about you, bro?
I'm going back to my original movie. I'm going back to Goodfellas, where whether it was the scene where they were in the club where, Pesci was like, do I amuse you? Like, is my some sort of form of entertainment? Just that dark lighting and just glorifying the moment of that. Or the scene where Ray Liotta's asleep and he wakes up and he's looking down the barrel of a gun because his wife is straddled him and has got the burner straight to his face, ready to blow his shit off. Or to the scene where I believe it's the opening scene where they shanking a nigga in the trunk.
In the trunk,
just that dark, ominous lighting, man. Like it's Scorsese, man. He knows how to do his thing, man.
You know what? You're right. What was Sam Jackson's name in that movie? Like Slick or something?
No, Stacks or something.
Stacks. when they do that heist and they're telling people not to go flashing all their money, and then they're like, you know what? We need to sit up here and kill all these niggas. And they're showing all the dead bodies because they're sitting up here trying to get rid of any loose end. The music that was playing and how they were going from person to person, that was sick as hell, man. But for me, as far as like cinematography, when Sonny was going to go kill his sister's husband because he had beat her up again and he had warned her, and the cops was on the payroll for the other families, and James Caan's character gets caught at the toll booth. And they light his ass up with them Tommy guns, man. That scene when he kicks the window, I was like, you can feel that. It's like,
oh, I hated that. I hated when they blam Sonny, man. Sonny is one of my favorite characters all time. Such a fucking hothead, dude.
Yes. And he was set up the entire time, but the way that scene, like it still feels the same way to this day. And I've seen that scene countless numbers of times, but it just feels so real and impactful. And it's like, let them beat her ass. You knew she was a brat all them years anyway. Stop getting goaded. It was clearly a trap. He did it again. And then he goes out there, they closing the booths. He's looking around, confused, and then it just hits his ass. And then they just light him up like a Christmas tree. To me, cinematography-wise, and they've had other scenes in The Godfather, but that one, just cold-blooded.
I don't know, man, because I think New Jack City had its moments in that department too. You know, they had a few scenes. But if we can go with the scene with the chick that G Money was messing with, I think that was a beautifully shot scene all the way around. You know, I think what was that? The scene where they're on the I don't know if those are church steps or whatever it is, but the scene where, you know, the shooting is happening with the Italians and, you know, our despicable Nino Brown is using the little girl as a shield, you know, but a beautifully shot scene. Pookie's scenes, you know what I mean? With the crack pipe, you know what I mean? I think the tone was set with the lighting and all that in those scenes where he was in his dark moment. So yeah, no, I think Mario Van Peebles did his job with that whole movie. You know, but just my opinion.
So it seems like everybody on the panel, because we went over all the criteria for our favorite movie. How many got Godfather 1 and 2 is the best all-time mob movie? None of y'all?
I mean, it's what started it. It's so iconic. But,
I think so. I think so. Shoot.
So is that your vote? Because we're voting now.
Yeah, that is my vote. Yeah.
Okay, we got one for the Godfather 1 and 2. What about Casino?
Casino.
Same with the Godfather. It's iconic, but not.
All right. What about Goodfellas? How many we got for Goodfellas? We're talking about the best now.
Yeah.
I love Goodfellas, but I can't, out of this group right here, I can't do it.
Yeah.
Okay. So Goodfellas, how many we got for Goodfellas?
Nothing. We hear crickets for Goodfellas. Scarface. They
I have to go with Scarface.
They hands up. My vote has been casted.
And I guess I'm gonna go with the New Jack City.
Oh, you know what? I feel like a traitor. Because I was defending New Jack City.
Yeah.
You know, but
when it breaks down the criteria, man.
Yeah, no, when it
Scarface
breaks down. You right, Zoe. Like it really just, I don't know. It's Scarface.
So Scarface is the winner today. So as usual, we do this for fun. We always invite you all to come and join us. Join us on our regular Warheads channel, the Warheads. Come join us on our ENT channel as we go in on these entertainment topics. Warheads out.
Money, kill a piece of shit.
Manny, kill him.